Let me welcome to the stage Marcin Korolec, who was president of COP19, who was also Minister of Environment of Poland and is now chairman of the Green Economy Institute. Let me welcome Professor Adam Noga, who is professor of economics, who is lecturing at Kozminski University and also deputy chairman of Asseco. And let me also welcome online Eva Petričkova, who is a senior policy advisor at the International Energy Agency and also head of unit at the Ministry of Industry and Trade of the Czech Republic. So please follow me to the stage. So we have one microphone each, and we have Eva Petričkova already connected. So the context of our discussion is, of course, our worries about what is happening next with European competitiveness, now with Trump. We expect, we think it's very likely that there will be some sort of maybe even trade war with the United States early next year. And we think, what can we do about it? There are Draghi and Letta reports. We think about the policy choices, but it's really something new that we are now seeing. It's a protectionist turn that we haven't seen for quite a long time. This is why I wanted to start with a question to economist, to Professor Adam Noga, because it seems like it's a really new situation, and I wanted to ask what sort of European prescription should be in this day and age. If we are really at the sort of end of the liberal economic era, the era of free global trade and ever more globalization and ever more convergence, and we are entering, if that's the case, the age of protectionism, does that mean for Europe more or less policy space in terms of doing things our own way? Does it mean, okay, since we are maybe not competing as much on the global stage, maybe we can have and remain with our own social model, with the welfare state. Maybe we can do things differently in terms of green taxonomy, in terms of other issues and different priorities. Or is it maybe the other way around? Maybe because of such fragmentation of the global order, it's maybe more dangerous for us if we lag behind economically, and then of course what follows that is technological legacy that we may lag behind. What is your take? What should be this European response in this very new situation?
Thank you very much. I think that terms as liberalism, etatism, protectionism, this is have today something different meaning than 20, 30 years ago. And it's necessary always very exactly explain what we mean. And who win elections in the United States? Conservatism, but big firms, famous GAFAM from Silicon Valley, said that liberalism, that Federal Trade Commission with Lina Khan, this mission is over. This mission is over. This is famous report, Biden report on competition of looking for how to create local competition, how to fight with big companies. Lina Khan wanted even share GAFAM, etc. For big firms in United States, this is liberalism, new liberalism. And European answer will be some kind of liberalism for big company, for our European company, because it is false explanation in the textbooks that we have only two regulated economics, state of markets. And this is false interpretation, because we have four very strong power, very strong regulated economies: state, markets, firms, enterprises, and household. This is four very important regulated and power in economics. And we was concentrated first of all on enterprises, because this is real power. Mr. Boni mentioned that state, but state in European Union, European Commission, this is only 1% of GDP of member state. When majority of GDP, this is enterprises. And I always say that in European politicians' cabinet is necessary to have slogan not like Bill Clinton, economy stupid, but enterprise is stupid. Enterprise is stupid. This is our power. This is our answer to very strong competition from GAFAM, from Chinese enterprises, from Asian, Atlantean conglomerate, etc. We have some very good example, because most valuable company in Europe, Danish Novo Nordisk, is fantastic product, is Ozempic, Wegovy, Dutch ACML, French Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy. This is very rich, very valuable company. But we in Europe, we need 100 more this company. This is our power in the global market to compete. This is the most important problem in the green, in the social problem, because it's necessary to have means. Means are in the companies. Means are in the companies. And how to create, how to do this Lenin questions, what to do to create strong European companies. I think, first of all, it's necessary to back to the roots, as mentioned, as word magician and our Polish magician of Fiat, Jerzy Grotowski. If you want to be in avant-garde, you must to back to the roots. What is the roots? The father of European Union, Jean Monnet, Maurice Schumann, they create large European market, not only without tariff, without duty custom, but first of all for large field for European enterprise activities. Because if you take American enterprises, Chinese enterprises, they have large market. They have facile possibility to act on large area, and in Europe is only in the tariff large market. But we have research. Our research showed a lot of, for example, Polish enterprises have a lot of problems to expand, to act on European market. Because this is not only tariffs. This is a lot of problem of marketing channel, of local law and other. If you want to expand on the European markets, very often you must to buy local company in France, in Germany, etc. It's not another way. And I think no. If you want to reach fantastic goals as green-oriented people, as green-oriented company, and social support. We must to have, first of all, big, a strong European company. And it's necessary to act in this four regulator. It's very difficult to do something in the area of state, in the farmer state, in the European Commission. As you see, it's a lot of conflict of interest. And first of all, politicians have short-termism. They look in the very short period. In market two is a regulator of short-termism. Only enterprises and households have long-term in their vision and their activity. We people, we must to have long-term vision, long-term perspective. And in the same situation are the enterprises, because this is not institution for 2-3 years, from election to election, but for a long time. And this is, for me, the most important power. And here it's necessary to looking for European chance in global market for European development and all beautiful goals as social-oriented societies, social green-oriented companies, etc.
Thank you. So I wonder what Marcin Korolec will say, because green policies have a little bit of a worse press, I think, the last year or so in Europe than before. Justly or unjustly, they are somehow blamed, or there's this perception that because Europe is trying to be green, it is maybe less competitive, and there are those solutions put on the table. Some of those are related exactly with, let's try to be bigger, let's think about capital markets union, let's think about how to remove the barriers in terms of telecoms and energy and so on, the Letta report, the Draghi report, but also very strong push, maybe less realistic at the moment, but who knows, in terms of some sort of new common member states driven debt initiative and funds that's sort of fill the gap for investment, especially in green technologies, clean technologies, but basically the basic investment gap that our green industrial panel was talking about. So the question to Marcin Korolec, what sort of policies you would like to see that really stand the test of time, and that at the end of the process we will not look at we will remove this perception of green policies being maybe in some sort of rivalry with competitiveness, with economic prosperity. What would you say?
First of all, I would say that in my understanding, the European problem is starting with a lack of technological capacities and lack of technologies. You said that in the case of US and China, they have market. And I would say that the market is important. But I would also say that support is importanter. I mean, that is a big difference. And the climate, maybe we are wrong with foundations of climate policy in Europe, in a sense that it is basically how to create demand, when US and China is rather focusing on supply side. So maybe those foundations were not fixed or were wrong. I don't think we have a luxury to go American way. I mean, American way in the sense of confrontation with Asia, especially China, for various reasons. First, we are democracy, and we are quite difficult democracy. We are 27 different member states with very different agendas, and for that you need unanimous approach to trade. And recent conversations around tariffs for EVs from China is showing this division, and that will last. So for organizational reasons, we cannot follow American way, but we also cannot follow American way in the sense that lacking technologies, we need to associate with one or another, US or China. And I think maybe we can try to follow or try to do to Chinese what they did for us with solar panels. I mean, the concept was ours. They just stole our technologies, and they just stole our factories. They just stole our workplaces. So maybe we need to cooperate with them, learn how to build good factories for good batteries, how to build good factories for good solar panels, etc. Learn from them, upgrade that, and build on that our own solutions. But for that to happen, we need money, and we need this organized support for new technologies, and for that we need a common debt that will not go without money. Waiting for the budget is too late. Individual situations of individual member states are very difficult. So I don't see another way how to avoid common debt, which should start operating just after next generation EU is finishing, just immediately. Italians need that, French need that, Germans don't know yet, but they need that. I hope maybe somewhere early spring they will just wake up. So I am strongly advocating for the common debt solution dedicated to clean tech and to promote supply side of climate policies.
I will come to thank you to Eva Petričkova in a second, but I wanted to build a little bit on what you said. So if we will go into the direction of a common debt, and it will be invested in the industries of the future, and we need for that at least a healthy dose of, this business power that Professor Noga talked about. Then one obvious thing that countries such as Poland and others are worried is it not going to be like the Horizon funds, where only the biggest, the most high value added companies from France, Germany, maybe Italy are getting all the benefits? Is it not going to be really just promoting more entrenched companies, and how to build that sort of power of European business, but that will be still equitable? And maybe just for a short answer, I would come back to Professor Noga, just asking because of your also experience with big businesses whom you advise that are Polish but operate globally with some successes. Do you see that Polish businesses should be afraid of that, large multi-state effort? For example, post-pandemic, we had the common EU fund, but we also had large state aid movements from Germany, from France, that were more like bilateral, and that maybe not directly but indirectly harmed the countries that didn't have such big pockets. So if you could speak to that, what sort of view should the business from not the major Western powerhouses of the EU take? Is it an opportunity? Is it a threat? How should we approach that?
Fortunately, it's a big business that have good enterprises, as mentioned, Novo Nordisk, ACML, Louis Vuitton, and many other big firms have no problem with social product and green development. This is not paradox because a lot of other weak firms with the problems of, for example, Ford firms in most valuable companies in Europe, Volkswagen today. And it is old-fashioned activities, not for reduction of manpower, clothing, fabric, etc. And good enterprises are very strong orientated for green transformation, for green transition, and workers in good enterprises no have problems with social protection. I think this is, and first of all, is necessary to create good enterprises. I can answer is in discussion to Mr. Minister Korolec this very interesting question: technologies and how to follow, for example, American enterprises. Now, if you take, for example, Palo Alto, we reach station radio in Palo Alto. On one side, you have Silicon Valley, a lot of big modern company, and the other side you have Stanford University. This is the same way of thinking. Not any barrier between this side. Only one barrier. This is railroad. But in Europe, in Poland, we must create the same center: university, big enterprises, and this big center we have and lot of R&D expenditure. We have people development, capital human, intellectual capital, emotional capital. We have green-oriented people. We have very strong social protection, because in big good firms, this is not problem of reduction of cost. This is problem of development, problem of innovation. If you want to have innovation, it's necessary to protect people. It's necessary to develop people. It's not possible to economize on the people.
So let me turn to Eva Petričkova now, because one of the things that we touched upon a little bit is obviously energy sector, but we touched on it as a sort of industry of the future, clean tech. Unfortunately. Yes, we have just lost Eva. Maybe we will get her back, but maybe the same question or very similar to Marcin Korolec, because energy is a huge part of the topic. It's not just potentially a competitive sector, such as the solar, the industry that makes the products, but also it's a huge part of competitiveness of other sectors, other industries, and also of the cost of living of the households. So my question with regards to that, what do you see as a sort of path for the green transition of specifically the industry? What can we further do in order to address this root problem that impacts the whole competitiveness and standard of living?
I think energy is a boring question, in the sense that energy is already regulated. The change is happening, the change will happen. Unfortunately, we in Poland, we are on the wrong side of the equation, in the sense that we are not changing enough fast to give our industry an insurance of access to the single market, and we are losing a lot of our competitiveness advantages because of the color of our grid and because of the color of our energy. But it is our domestic thing. We need to tackle it here. I am wondering why on earth, year after elections, nothing happened here in Polish case. And I know that industry is begging for access to not brown, not other, but green energy, and nothing big is happening. But I would like to come back to this competitiveness questions, and I think green is not a problem. I think the problem is that if you want to be competitive, then you need to go for full automatization and eliminate human factor from the picture. And that is the main difference between you mentioned between Tesla and Volkswagen. I mean, German engineers are not less advanced than those from the US, but the price of two cars is very different, and it is different because of the human factor. I mean, Tesla is eliminating human factor from the production. Unions are protecting jobs at Volkswagen, and that is making whole difference. But if we want to be competitive, then we need to eliminate human factor from the factories. And if we agree on that sentence, then we need to invent something for those workers to do and some added value them to create. And that is this new economy with fully automatized production. That is the main question, how to survive this change. But this change is not because of green. This change of overall conditions is because of competition and perspective of full automatization.
I have one more question for both of you. I don't know if we have Eva, and it is about if we agree that Europe is smaller and smaller share of the international economy, if we agree that we are losing global competitiveness, we are losing in terms of technology, in terms of economic leadership, and we need to get bigger, maybe, get more technologically advanced, but also, since we have also demographic problems, Europe is on its own probably not enough. We probably also need to think about some sort of trade deals, but then we run into another problems. Not only there are disagreements between member states, because trade deals are often controversial, and I'm not talking just about Mercosur that is now on the table, but it's easy to believe that maybe after some period of trade debates with Trump, we may start, thinking about new trade relationships with other countries as well. But then we run into the problem of, okay, we have political and social turmoil in some of the countries. We have big problems, and voters really don't like some of those ideas. They don't like the ideas of international trade deals, and sometimes for good reasons. Also, they may not like some of the other deregulation initiatives that may come on the table. So basically, my question is, how in this whole package of different solutions that are on the table, can we have those that are, least socially harmful, most politically feasible? Like you talked about the common debt, which is probably the least socially harmful, but still we run into problem of maybe Germany. How do we navigate this super complex issue? And maybe first starting with you, Mr. Korolec.
Panie premierze, jak żyć? I don't know. I don't know how to answer in short words for your question. I will maybe say two sentences. First, we need to catch up with technologies, and for that we need investments, and for investments we need money, and there is other way to have that common debt. First. Second, you mentioned trade. It is a little bit too easy to say, in the sense that I was trade minister for 6 years of this country. Basically, EU trade policy was the idea that we are asking for concessions from our partners to export our industrial goods, and we are inviting agriculture products to be imported to the Union. Today, this equation is not working anymore, because you have a whole set of conditionalities we need from our agriculture. And if we are asking our agriculture guys to fulfill those conditions, we cannot allow in the same time to import those agricultural products without those conditionalities. So the trade equation today for Europe is completely to be reshaped. And this old easy pattern, let's sell Mercedes to South American countries and let's import bananas from there, that is not working anymore. So again, trade is to be rethink and reshaped, because a lot of conditionalities we need to attach to that.
You're right. Europe lost his part in the global market. Now this is 50% of GDP of global market, and 40 years ago it was been 25. It's a very important problem. And I think it's necessary to act on the fourth regulator, and the first regulator on the state, on the cooperation between different states. Here we have always a lot of conflict interest, but maybe this war situation, this dangerous political and military situation, maybe will be big support for better cooperation and necessary better cooperation. Today's all problems, not only in Europe, world today, all problems solved in one way: debt. Debt is terrible. We have now 250% of GDP in the world, and that's 20 years ago, this is less 200. And this is very simple means. As only problem, money. Yes, it's necessary to increase debt. United States, Europe, Poland, etc. But this field of activities of state is very limited. And I think second, market, as a better competition, maybe it is here is a large field in the promotion competition, in the policy of anti-monopolistic competition, because I think it's not sophisticated. It's lot of faults in the European area, and the most important are two last regulator: enterprises and households. This is Albert Camus said in L'Homme Révolté, said we have two forces of development. One forces of typhoon, and second forces of plant juice. And plant juice, this is forces of household. The small house change mentality, change demographic change. Maybe these forces can and forces enterprises in another strategies, another product, another competition. And only fortunately for field of acting we have lucky time. It's possible to gain strong competition and good part in the global market. But in the situation of new conflict interests between different countries in Europe but policy in European Union, we have no chance. We have no chance.
Mm-hmm. We are already 5 minutes into our lunch break, and I don't want to stand between you and the lunch break. But if there is one question, Philippe Lamberts.
Yeah, my questions are to you, Professor Noga. So I'm currently a politician on vacation, but I spent 22 years in a big US company and then 15 years in the European Parliament. So 2 questions. One, you are pleading for big European companies. So to me, I'd like to know what your definition is of a European company, and to explain a bit my thinking, I'm looking at US companies. If you are Apple, and basically, most of your employment is not, well, it's a US company, but most of your employment is not in the US. And most of your profits are flowing outside of the US to tax havens. Do you qualify that as a US company? Or how does that color the quality of a US company given to Apple? Because indeed, what we want is indeed companies that have a form of loyalty to Europe. Second, you say companies and households are long-term. I worked for a big US company, and to be honest, when I became a member of the European Parliament, my time horizon expanded from the quarter, which was my horizon in the company I was working for to 5 years, which I found enormously long-term. And it's still too short-term. And I mean by that that publicly listed companies are under the pressure of financial markets, which are totally short-term driven. So I would agree with you that a Mittelstand company in Germany is really a long-term transgenerational horizon. But you mentioned Volkswagen. Well, if they were long-term thinking, they would not have been overtaken by Tesla and BYD. So again, how would you qualify this long-term versus short-termism in companies versus markets? Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. But yes, the big company, GAFAM, this is international company. But if you take last election in the United States, and a lot of big companies support Trump in the elections. Maybe international, different interests, but they have interest in one option of politician option. Sure, this is some kind of chance of possibilities for other countries that Apple can create new technology in Poland, in Europe, but it's always it's advantage for local country, for United States. This is very evident. But this is sure this is chance for Polish companies, for the European company cooperate with big company for spillover with its profit to Polish worker working in American company. And they do spin-off, create own company, competitors. We had this situation, the IBM, a lot of big company and Sun, Dell, Compaq. This is people, this is worker from IBM, this spin-off and create a competitive company. We can't very well for this phenomenon in Poland. We can work with good American, good Chinese, good German company, and we have experience curve. We can do spin-off and create good Polish company. But this process is very weak, and now always maybe international company as you see they very strong support Trump and are very closely related in each state, in each government.